It's day 18 of 25 of betting on the horses and on the football ahead of the summer holidays so that I can afford some of those cheeseburgers. It was a profit day yesterday. Loss on the horses, not too surprising. There was only 4 lucky 15s. Variance with that kind of volume is just massive. But on the 16 bets on Spain versus France, really healthy profit. If you are unit win staking to £200, then that's a 47% return on investment. £512.50 profit. It's all been about the football recently, and it was quite a good game for a number of the different markets. Both teams to score first half. I mean, I wasn't super keen on it, but it looked like 111% equity to me. That one came in. Was there 3 goals in the first half? But that did include a goal for France as well, at 2.82, which was fantastic. Spain did not have the most corners in the match, and we laid Spain at 1.79. The player to have a shot on target, Kylian Mbappe, 1.73, just feels like a safe bet, that. And okay, that was an odds-on one, but player to have over 1.5 fouls, William Saliba at 4.8, which is 106% EV bet. That one did come in. Mbappe didn't score, but we backed him at 7.6. At the time, I thought 7 would have been a little bit more fair reflection of his probability of scoring first in that match. I didn't see it, but I think he went off about 6.2. So, smashed the line that I thought it should have been at the time, but absolutely smashed the closing line, which is an important barometer. We really want to be beating the closing line a lot more often than it's going off higher than our line. Now, we're not going to beat it every single time, but things like Mbappe coming into 6 at the off when we're on at 7.6 earlier in the game, that is indicative of a good strategy, whether he scores first or not at all. There is one thing you've got to be wary of when looking at closing lines in slightly illiquid markets, and that is that, look, in a previous World Cup, you could have looked at Ronaldo in the exchange 90 minutes before kickoff, backed him, closed your eyes, opened them 89 minutes later, and laid him, and you would have made a profit every single time. Because there are certain key players where everybody is looking at them, a lot of recreational players are looking at them, and they just drive the price down. It's not indicative. His closing line may not be indicative of a fair price. He may have gone way further than what the fair price is. So don't just take it as gospel in one bet that because we beat it, we're doing something right. He easily could have gone from 7 all the way up to, or 7.6 all the way up to 8.2, 8.4. I still would have thought that it was a good bet and that the mathematics were sound, even though we weren't beating the closing line. The cards weren't great. I think there was only 3 cards in the match, and I was on Rodri, Rabiot, Mbappe, Williams, and Dembele, and none of them came in. But look, that's okay. That's going to happen. Previous match, all of them came in. This one, none of them came in, and a single one of them, any one of them, would have been a profit. So it's okay. Obviously, Tchouameni didn't get his first goal, but the first goal in the match at 30, but he could have done. That's the important thing. And Mbappe didn't get 2 goals. Didn't like the bet when I saw it. I didn't like the fact it was value. I hated it when I pressed confirm bet, and I wasn't surprised when it didn't come in. And in all honesty, I haven't even looked at the 2+ goals market this time round, which is I just don't see it happening. But in England versus Netherlands tonight, so again, the majority of my bets, I'm on quite a few, I'm not going to lie, I'm on like 18 bets. I think I was on 16 last night. The majority of my bets are actually going to happen after team news, for 2 reasons. The markets become more liquid and I become more confident in my own modelling and the numbers that I have available to me. That doesn't mean that there aren't some bets around now. It also doesn't mean that if I'm on them now and they drift or they steam, then I'm going to all of a sudden have a heart attack and die and everything's going to be wrong. What's value now is value now. A little bit like if you see a horse now and he does drift, you could argue you're not beating the closing line. But if you're beating the closing time 600 times out of 1,000, let's not panic that horse drifts, okay? So in fouls, yesterday I liked Virgil van Dijk to have over 0.5 fouls. Today I like Virgil van Dijk to have over 1.5 fouls. So I'm doubling up on that. If he gets his 2 fouls, both win. If he gets 0 fouls, both lose. We live by the sword. We die with the sword with those interrelated bets. Also, Memphis Depay at 2.98. That's a 10%. That's a bit high on the exchange, 110% EV bet. So those are my fouls. Shots on target, 2 backs and 1 lay. I'm on Declan Rice and Harry Kane at 4.9 and 1.8. And I've laid Jude Bellingham at 2.2 because I think that's way too small. He should be closer to 2-1 than evens. I think about 2.86. So, yeah, whoever wants 2.2, you can have it from me. I am laying Jude Bellingham tonight. Some more players to get a card. My 4 tonight. I mean, I have assumed the lineup just here to do this, and obviously there is some uncertainty, but my lineup is, well, my lineup, I got it from Who Scored. And there are other, services that do different lineups. So it comes down to who you trust or not. But this is De Vrij, Van Dijk, Dumfries and Reindeers at the back. Didn't Dumfries used to play a lot further forward? I'm sure I was on him to get 2+ goals in a game a few years ago, and he wasn't that much of a price, but he's only got an XG of 0.03 in this game. Schouten, Gapco, Simons in midfield with Bergwijn, and then Memphis Depay up front by himself. And in the English team, Walker, Stones, Gruel, Saka. Nah, Saka's not at the back. Walker, Stones, Gruel, Rice, Mainu, Trippier and Foden with Bellingham, Kane and Saka. Okay, so those are the ones that I've plugged in. And given that, I've found some anytime goal scorer value in Cody Gapco again. I think this is the 3rd match on the row that I'm on him, but the 5.4 that I managed to get for him, he should be down at 4.7. Wouldn't be surprised if he went off shorter than that. Bukayo Saka at 7.8 is also good as well. And the players to have a card. And again, a bit, these players do need to start for this to be of value. But Schouten, 4.4 to pay, 6.8, Gakpo, 7.4, and Harry Kane again at 9. All look good. Now, a few goals ones getting out of the players. First half or odd or even score. Now, it's not. It's quite a random market. But I had to load up. The correct score grid, and I just put in every score that was evens, so 0-0 because 0 is evens, and then all the 2 goals and 4 goals, and laying 1.71 on the exchange is a value bet, so I'm on it. Both teams are scoring the second half. Yesterday I was on first half. This time second half at 5.3 looks good. I didn't see any value in the first. First half corners, though, over 4.5, 2.5 at 6-4. That's a bet. England to win and over 1.5 goals in the match at 4.3 is thin, but thin enough for me to be on it. Both teams to score an over 2.5, yes, at 3.4. I like that. Half-time, full-time, England at 5.2 is a bet. And I've laid half-time score 0-0. So even though I've kind of got some insurance that I backed evens, and if it is 0-0, I will lose my lay of that half-time score, but at least I'll win the other one. And, if it's 2-0 or 1-1, it'll be both evens and my lay of 0-0 will win. So there's a bit of correlation there, but I've laid it 2.48. Looks a little bit low to me. And those are my football bets just now. I'm going to be having a look a lot more at things like tackles, assists, fouls, anytime goal scorer, first goal scorer. I did look at it. I couldn't really see much out there just now. And I think I'll be on something, but it will be after 7 o'clock team news. I'm not going to do a second video on the England game today, so this will be it. And these will be the bets that we will benchmark ourselves against. First goal scorer. Memphis Depay does look a little bit big just now. I just couldn't get the price. So if you can go and get 4.8 at Betfair, I think I would do that. And Xavi Simons as well, right now at 10.0, anytime goal scorer, and at 25 first goal scorer. They both look good, but they're not going to be in my sheet because I couldn't get them. I don't have access to a Betfair account. That is why I'm looking at Matchbook, BetDAC and Smarkets. And someone did ask me how, in these videos, how am I laying something like Jude Bellingham and Kane to both have over 1.5 shots on target. And what these do is they come from enhanced specials from bookmakers, and the 3 exchanges, Smarkets, BetDAC and Matchbook, will put these up as enhanced specials. I think in Smarkets it's known as specials. You've got to go to the sport, and the other 2 it's an enhanced special. And they get requested by people that want to obviously lay them off. And most of them are value to back, but some are value to lay, and that's where they exist in there. And someone else took one of the bets and asked me which bookmaker it was boosted at. Answer, I don't know. Honestly, haven't looked. Don't particularly care. It's the exchange market I care about more than the fact that it's probably at a bookmaker somewhere. But, you know, it's a bet blur. That's where it is. So what do I know? I haven't looked at them all. And not very much going on. Less horses today than yesterday. Yesterday wasn't very much, but that's just the way it is. Oh no, that means that all the value's dead and horse racing's died. It's 2 days. It's 2 relatively thin days. Don't worry about it. It's fine. These things happen all the time. It is what it is. Just be calm. Have a look at it over 6 months, not 2 days. But 2 lucky 15s at William Hill. Wanna be a wallaby? Wanna be a wallaby at 10 to 3, 3:30 at Lingfield. Major snug fit at 22 to 1. Major snug fit is finishing in the 4 places. And when we're getting 1 to 5, he's valuing the 420 and Cataract. Secret Day at 40 to 1 and Viva Voice at 22 to 1 is the first lucky 15. The second one is Fond Farewell. 100 to 1 Bulls Grove Boy at the 4 o'clock at Lingfield. Eagle 1 at 8 to 1 and Gosford at 5 to 2. Couldn't turn my decimal into fractions there for a second. Betfred, I'm starting off with a Trixie because I couldn't find enough horses to make a second lucky 15. So that's Bramble Jelly, Wanna Be a Wallaby, and Come On You Spurs. And then in the second one, it's going to be Major Snug Fit with the odds-on Hettie Jack, Bluesy Moon, and Taste of the Sea. Those are my horses. Bets. Those are my football bets. I was on a tennis one, but I think Djokovic has just gone into the next round without having to hit a ball because his opponent retired. So I'm not even going to talk about that, whether I'm right or wrong. I'm not doing any more Wimbledon. Doesn't excite me enough. England-Netherlands is enough. The only thing that I might add later is something in the Uruguay game, which has just got no liquidity yet. Traded on it in Copa America. We will see. But if I don't, good luck on whatever it is that you're betting on. And we will be back tomorrow, day 19, where we've got a break for the football. And we're just going to have to maybe focus on the horses and that sport.